Mountain Dew, what's new? Stay dripping like Fiji, overalls.
Direct snap to Michael Carter. It's a reverse. Rolling right, Braxton Berrios cuts it under. Runs right, at the goal line. He's in. That's a Jet touchdown.
Knock you up and send the door like a knock-knock joke.
Wilson takes the snap and drops back. Looks left, fires one right instead. Caught by Berrios. Turns upfield. Reaches the ball out. Touchdown! Braxton Berrios catches the front right pylon. And the Jets on back-to-back Berrios touchdowns open the game. 2 for 2 on offense, and they retake the lead.
Up in their face, Wilson fires, and leaping with the catch to the 20, Braxton Berrios.
Young MC's on the mic, keep them drunk.
Wilson fires in the middle of the field, sliding with the catch.
I'm hot, check your temperature, you're not.
Flag on that, Hast is caught. Down to the 1-yard line, it's Keelan Cole.
Make them drop. Faces grooving, bodies are moving. Y'all wanna tune in to see what we doing. So call up the 90s and give them a ring. Told them they might just have the next big thing.
Zach Wilson keeps it. I don't think he got it. There wasn't much room there. And it wasn't a short yard either. There was a lot there. The Buccaneer defense with the game on the line. He has time. Catch made for the first down, but only to the 30-yard line. That's Tyler Johnson. Snap. Brady fires open at midfield to the 45, and inside the 45 is Tyler Johnson. 49 seconds counting. No spike from Brady. Clock running. Sideline throw. He needs to get out of bounds, and he doesn't. Catch made to the end zone. Cyril Grayson. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Berrios trying to pitch. The Bucs are on it, and that's how it goes. 28-24, Brady. Another comeback, another beating of the Jets.
Complete for the touchdown. Corbett, the rookie from Boomer. He grew up in Garfield, New Jersey, 10 minutes from Giant Stadium.
But short of a first down, Corbett was able to work free. What a move by Wayne Corbett.
Absolutely unbelievable. You're talking about a kid who is just all heart.
Welcome to the Underdog Jets podcast with Wayne Corbett and Robbie Sabo. Welcome back, Jets fans, and oh, so close. The Jets really deserved this one, but they dropped the game to Tom Brady in what's probably going to be his last game at MetLife in northern New Jersey against the Jets on the road. They drop it 28-24. A tough one. Zach Wilson was tremendous. LaFleur called a great game. Ulbrich called a great game. The defense had Brady on the ropes. He was not in his element, even though he threw for over 400 yards. But once again, he comes away the hero. He gets it done when it mattered most. And one man who was in the building was Wayne Corbett. Wayne, how was everything tonight?
Everything is great. How are you?
Pretty good. Feeling for the youngsters because they really deserve that one. But they hung in there. They played well. Save for a couple moments, plays. They should have came out on top in this one.
Yeah. I mean, they started off great. Obviously, had the lead at halftime. But, the feeling in the crowd was excitement, like, are we really going to do this? And, we believed. They certainly believed the way they were playing. But I think the young guys, really showed out. It's a shame that Michael Carter had the early injury, but all the other guys filled in.
Yeah, Carter, that was a tough one. Fant, too. Fant didn't return. Can you imagine this offense with Carter, Moore, and Wilson and Berrios too? A lot of people are catching on now. Berrios is a good receiver. He's really shifty. He's really quick. We talked about him at length last week, but he's really coming on the scene.
Yeah, he made some great plays. He's making something out of nothing sometimes. And like I said, I complained last week about my pet peeve about people coming up short on first down conversions. And he's got a knack for being across that line and getting the first down. And I think Zach believes in him a lot. And that rapport they have right now, I think they're the best connection there is. I know he kind of had an early connection with Corey and then on to Elijah. But Braxton is showing why he deserves a long-term contract.
Yeah, for the last couple of summers in August, he's been one of the Jets' best players at camp, and Wilson trusted him the most in August. We talked about it this past summer. How about that touchdown on the out route? I don't think people appreciate it enough. The way he caught it and was able to pivot and not step out of bounds and score that touchdown. That was a ridiculous one.
Yeah, he's got it's running those routes. It's an art form. And I think he's picked up on that through the years he's been in the league. And he's only going to continue to get better.
Yeah, there was a third quarter run he had on an end around, and it just showcased his vision. It was ridiculous. 11, 12-yard gain. He's like that perfect X factor. He can play all positions. He can carry the ball, catch it. And there's a rumor that they've begun contract negotiations. I didn't look into it too deeply, but a lot of fans are calling for that now. Zach Wilson, tremendous. I mean, the stats again, just over 200 yards, I think 230 something. Stats again aren't overwhelming, especially when you're looking at Brady, but he threw with anticipation, zip. He flipped his brain to the confident side. And that was the thing. He was never an inaccurate quarterback. He just needed to get the confidence to actually start playing his game. And it's really happening. I mean, that Yeboah strike low placement, which was perfect. Don't lead him into the safeties. Yeboah down the seam was a beautiful one. He had a couple beauties.
Yeah. Briefly back to the Barris thing on that handoff. He ran that like it was a kickoff return.
Yeah.
Just kind of hitting the seam, and they just got clipped him on the ankles. Great thing about him is he expects to score. I felt the same way. I expect to score on every catch. And you're trying to, and he's doing that. There's no going out of bounds, diving at the defender's ankles. But Zach, he showed some great poise in the pocket. He didn't run as much as I thought he would. They actually had the prop on him for over 18 yards. I was like, the way he ran the week before, there's no need to though.
Right.
But the one pass, I saw a replay of was that one to Keelan down towards the end zone. Just kind of looked like something that Brady was doing. Just a tight hole and thread it through there. And, it's a shame that the season's coming to an end because I'd like to see how he'd continue to grow with the offense. But certainly a lot of cause for optimism going into next season.
Yeah, the offense has really figured it out, huh? I mean, LaFleur's calling a perfect game. They really, and the offensive line, a lot of backups in there, yet they handled Tampa's front early.
Yeah. He was not under duress, was able to stay in the pocket. I thought, he might be back there running for his life a little bit, but they
with balls
blocked him well, and got the ball out of his hand quickly. Like I said, this year is talking about a learning experience for all these young guys, and just LaFleur getting used to Zach and them, working together. And like I said, we got a whole mini camp and you got training camp. They're only going to get much better just having the repetition and keep on, hammering away at learning the system.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Moore, Berrios, you could throw Berrios in there. Moore, as long as they re-sign him. Moore, Berrios, Carter, Wilson. That looks pretty good. Got fans really excited. Tom Brady, yet again, you played when he was just starting pretty much for about a half decade. And he comes in, is probably his last appearance on the road against the Jets, unless he plays for another 8 years, which, don't count that out. And he just steals it at the end. I mean, it was the Jets defense played well all day, disguised a lot of coverages, confused them, started man pre-snap, went to zone. I think it was probably a cover too deep on that touchdown, and Riley just couldn't get over. Brady does it again. What can you say? A lot of Jets fans have hated him. I think it's at this point, they just throw their hands up in the air and say, hey, tip of the cap.
Listen, I'm watching the drive. The clock's ticking, and they got no timeouts. And I said to my son, I said, look at him. He's like, what? I said, just look at the guy. There's no, stress. There's no emergency. I'm like, this guy looks cool as a cucumber. And I'm watching him, and I'm just like, he's done this a million times, to the clock, while it's winding down. And he threw a touchdown. I wasn't shocked. I was praying they'd win and hold on for another 15 seconds, but this is something he's done his whole career, and it's frustrating to watch. It's amazing to watch, as a football fan, but as a Jet fan, it's freaking terrible to watch. But it's tough. You give that guy too much time, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, my defensive high school football coach, Self and me, was saying Salah's got to call timeout right before the snap on one of these plays because they were hurrying up, and Brady knows, hurry up, advantage him, because everyone's tired. But when you're especially playing, even if it's quarters or cover two, if that corner has to come up to the curl flat, that's safety. That's tough to play deep pass while tired. So I thought Salah should have called timeout, but hey, what are you going to do?
No, you can't second guess everything.
Yeah.
They played everything as good as they could. They had the right coverages. Listen, what are we talking, an inch or two? And that guy deflects that ball.
Yeah. And I like Riley too. He's been a great player.
Yeah. So, what are you going to do? You lost to the best quarterback that ever played. But, it was something to learn from. But they played a hell of a game. They deserved to win. It's a shame they didn't get it. But hopefully, going up to Buffalo, they could end the season on a great note.
What do you think about the ill-fated 4th and 2 sneak now?
You know what? I was trying to guess what they were going to do. I always do that with my son. And I'm like looking at the formation. I thought maybe they'd try a little stick route or a quick out route with Barrios, or roll him out a little bit, where he could pass it or maybe run for the first. And then I saw the QB sneak and I was confused. I said, my son, it was 4th and 2, right? I wasn't like a couple inches, and he didn't get it, and that was a shame. But I listened to the radio afterwards, and heard Coach Salah talk about what they wanted to do and what didn't happen. Like he said that LaFleur should have said, just hand it off no matter what. Yeah. To Barrios, but regular in game, not 4th down at the end of the game, a situation where it's a read, and Zach read it the way he was supposed to. Is a little too far to get. So who do you blame? I mean, he could have said hand it off no matter what, but he took it upon to say that the coaches made the mistake, not Zach. But it just it's a shame it didn't work out. Who knows what would have happened if he gave the Barrios a look like he would have got it. But like I said, they played a hell of a game. It's just such a shame that they didn't win, but something they're going to learn from.
Yeah, and who can you blame? You can't blame one person. It's a team thing. Both parties were covering for the other. Salah with Wilson with Salah. And for those, there's a lot of confusion out there on social media. Let me break it down real quick. When someone says option, there was an option on the play. It's not as if Zach Wilson could just choose which one to do. That's not the way it works. Even if it's a read option, you're reading that side, the play side edge. And if he crashes down, you're keeping it. So when someone says option, and you had to think there was an option on that play, rarely there isn't these days. It's about reads. And he saw that the A gap to one of either sides was open, and that was his read. If it's there, if that's open, it's there. Salah and LaFleur just wish they communicated that, hey, this is really a 4th and inches play, but it's 4th and 2, hand it off to Barrios. So that's pretty much what happened. And like I said, like you said, Wayne, it's a shame for sure.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you can't go back and second guess it.
Right.
Like you said, they're both, defending each other. But it just didn't work out. I'm not blaming Zach, and I'm certainly not blaming the coaching staff. It was just a miscommunication. It happens. So you just chalk it up that way. And like I said, look forward to next week.
Yeah. And one last thing from this one, 3rd quarter, Antonio Brown. First of all, I was in the press box. I completely missed it. I don't know how I missed it, what I was doing. And the guy right next to me, so he said, you can count on Antonio Brown for a story, huh? Always count on him. And I just said, yeah, in general, because I missed it. But once I found out, I was, holy smokes, how did I not see this?
Yeah, my my son's kids that were there just said Antonio Brown quit. I don't know if they were reading it on media or what they saw it. And then I saw, on Instagram what happened, and watching him, throw a hissy fit and throw everything in the stands and walk off and like kind of do jumping jacks to the crowd. For that guy, it's all about me. Look at me. His team's winning, team's playing hard. It's all about look at me with that guy. And people will kill to be in his situation, not even as good as him, just to be in the league. And that guy just throws it away. I understand people have issues that we don't know about, personal issues, private life issues. And he's got, teammates. Tom Brady comes to his defense saying, we care about him, we love him, we want him, to be able to deal with things.
He lived with Brady. He lived with Brady.
Yeah, but listen, you just threw it all away, man, for no reason.
Yeah.
Just stay on the sideline for another 10 minutes. No reason to go out there and be destructive to the team and all that stuff. Like I said, I don't like players like that. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm right for saying that. I'm sure a lot of people agree with me. You have, like I said, I don't know what's going on with his private life, but it was a spectacle that didn't need to happen to take away from his team's win. And I think they're going to be better off without him.
Yeah. And like I said, people deal with problems that you don't even know about, most of them, so you have to assume that, but it's about effort, and he just doesn't put in the effort where it looks like, okay, he's really trying. That's the problem.
Listen, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I have stuff going on with my life now, and I had stuff going on with my life when I played, and you deal with it, but you don't need to do that in front of 70,000 people.
Yeah.
And say, look at me. Like I said, he's kind of run himself out of a couple different places now. And why would you want to deal with that? He was one of the top 3, top 5 receivers in the league when he was with Pittsburgh, but something changed in him. Yeah. And I don't know what that is, but no sense in wasting more time on that.
All right. So the Jets dropped this one, unfortunately, 4-12 on the year, which is strange that there's one game left, 4-12. I won't be able to get used to that as I keep writing 2021 too. That takes me a month as well to get used to. But, going into Buffalo next week on the road, they're big underdogs early. What could we expect in this one?
I expect them to come out and play hard, just like it did the past couple of weeks. Tough place to play. I'm not sure, are there any implications for Buffalo that they would arrest guys? Are they in a situation to do that?
No, they're battling right now with the Pats they could still win the division. And so they're in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play, especially in January. It's wet, it's cold, it's miserable. The fans are crazy. But
Bills Mafia.
They're going to go in there and they're going to play hard. It'd be great to end the year on a high note. It's going to be very difficult, but they can go up there and win. It'd be nice way to go into the off season.
Absolutely, and Jets fans, what do you? A month makes the world a difference. A month and a half ago, they weren't feeling great. Now things are starting to click. And that's one good thing. Good coaching shows up over the course of a full season. It improves during the season. And that's what we're seeing with Saleh, LaFleur. Defense still has a long way to go, but did good against Brady. Did a lot of interesting things that I didn't think would work, and they worked. How do you think this regime is coming along? Should Jets fans be extremely giddy going into the offseason or tempered? How would you grade Douglas and Saleh?
I'd grade them very high. They said where they were in the beginning of the year, middle of the year. They're competitive every week now, and that's all you can ask for if you're a Jet fan. The wins will come. I understand that. They were hoping to have more wins than that. But listen, Coach Saleh has done a great job having these guys remain together as a team, offense, defense together, and they've played hard. And like I said, that's all you can ask for. And as far as Joe Douglas, this draft went well. Between Zach throwing Elijah, Vera Tucker blocking, the 2 Michael Carters playing, and everything they got in free agency. I think they did a great job. And the more time they spend together, another year of free agency, and they got 2 top 10 picks. Like I said, Jet fans should be optimistic, and I say that every year, and I know fans are every year, but this isn't the same old Jets. No. I think things are going to change next year and change pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's so different. I mean, we talked about it in the past. It's not just the personnel. It's so much more. It's everything. And Douglas recognizes that. And it takes time sometimes. And Wilson, I think he's the real deal. I was hoping and writing that the Jets would draft him and go in that direction. They did. And he's really coming on strong. And hey, we'll see how it winds up in Orchard Park.
Yeah. And I was sick of Zach should be a backup or they should get rid of Zach. It was always the pick. This was in the middle of the year. And then when Mike White came out, I had that game. I'm like, listen, Zach Wilson is the quarterback now and in the future and a long future.
Yep.
Stop that.
He can do things that most quarterback, 99% of quarterbacks can't. His release, his mobility, throwing from every platform. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's young. Yeah. It's the first year in this system. First year dealing with everything, coming from, Provo to New York City. It's an adjustment period for anybody, let alone, a high pick that's expected to give Jet fans the world.
Yeah, so, he was walking around.
He's the quarterback. He's the guy we want. He's the guy we need. And he's going to be a big reason that we turned it around.
Absolutely. He was walking around Morristown. I saw a video the other day. He's exploring northern New Jersey. What I see.
Yeah, beautiful northern New Jersey.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know, man. As a fan and as a former Jet, like I said, I was at the game yesterday and we left disappointed, but it wasn't the rumblings that I heard walking through the parking lot, walking out of the stadium. People weren't completely down. I know we, weren't expected to win the game, but, people were like, all right, we got a pretty solid team here. Things haven't worked out with us in every game, but, like I said, it was just a different feeling leaving that game yesterday.
100%. Jets fans, we're going to do a monthly Q&A sort of virtual meet and greet with Wayne Corbett. Head over to jetsxfactor.com and click on the Underdog Jets podcast option in the menu. We'll also link it in the description on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. So inquire, become a subscriber to Inquire. Use promo code 80, which gets you a discount and gives you a better chance of getting in the first meet and greet, which will be available to a good handful of subscribers.
Yeah, sign up. It'll be great. I'm available to talk to the fans and answer all your questions. Whatever they may be. Past and present. My career or the current Jets. But it's something we want to do, pretty often. So sign up. It'd be worth your while. Also rate and review at iTunes and visit jetsxfactor.com to check it out. The meet and greet, inquire with your question. And away we go. Wayne, any final thoughts till we talk again next Monday after Buffalo? No, like I said, tough one. But like I said, reason for optimism. From Zach across the board to the coaching staff. So please, let's get a win next week so we have a great podcast. But either way, we'll see you next week. Keep the faith, Jets fans. Keep the faith. Until next time.